Hello. Okay, next tutorial. Obviously, again, like before, I can't talk with these in my mouth, so enjoy it while you can. Oh, that's better. They look really good in, but you can't actually talk. So, anywho, this is a revisited version of my previous clown video that I did a couple months ago. I did away with the forehead prosthetic, the nose and eyes, that prosthetic, and I made my own chin, and I made a wig and all that. Well, I made a wig before, didn't I? But I did it all again, basically. I'm not sure if this one's any better. I'll leave that up to you. I'll leave that to you guys to decide. So yeah, I changed pretty much everything about the original look, apart from the hairstyle. I mean, it's the same sort of wig. I mean, if you watched the tutorial before on how to make the wig, I mean, you'll know how I did this. So if you're a new subscriber, and this is my first new video that you've seen, yeah. Hello. And I just want to say thanks to everyone for all your lovely comments. I mean, I've been getting some really, 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 really lovely feedback from everyone, and it's making me blush. Not that you can see under all this paint, but yeah. But yeah, and thank you guys so much for all the requests and everything. I'm going to try my hardest to do them all. I'm actually going to be doing a few requests next week. For the Halloween, I've chosen quite a few of them to do. So yeah, so keep the requests coming. I'm going to try my hardest to do all of them. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. So stay tuned if you want to see how to do this look. Okay, so I've already blocked my eyebrows out. See how to do that, just see one of my previous videos right here. Just watch the first few minutes and then explain. So for this look, I'm actually going to be using a prosthetic chin. It's nothing particularly special, I just thought it would complement the overall effect I'm going to be doing and just add to the overall creepiness of it, really. I made it by really simple, just sculpting the kind of shape that I wanted out of clay onto a plaster cast I've got of myself, and just covered it with liquid latex and then removed it, and powdered it and all that jazz. But I can totally appreciate that hardly any of you out there will actually have a face cast of yourself. Only reason I did it is just because it will fit perfectly to my own face. You can sculpt it on a flat base. It just means it'd be a little bit more difficult to stick down accurately and just smooth. Actually, come to think of it, one of my most favourite makeup artists here on YouTube, Joanna Delilah, has actually got a tutorial going at the moment on how to make prosthetic chins without a plaster cast of yourself. The way she did it was she sculpted directly onto her face and then made a latex piece out of that. I'll put the link to that video in the description below because it's a really good tutorial. So I'm going to start by applying some Prosthetic or Prosade, whatever basically you want to call it. It's just like a medical prosthetic adhesive. I'm going to start off by applying that to my chin area, just to get like a base coat for where I'm going to stick the. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry and I'm going to do another coat. Whilst it's drying, I'm going to coat the inside edges of my latex piece that I've made. It's pretty dry now, or pretty tacky now rather. Just going to start applying it. Okay, I'm just going to make sure that I pushed all the air bubbles out. Okay, so once that's all dry, I'm just going to go in with some more Prosthetic just around the edges, just to seal it down one more time. I don't usually do this just because it's on an area of my face that's going to be constantly moving. I don't want it to start coming unstuck. Okay, so now the Prosthetic is dry, I'm going to be taking a sponge and some liquid latex, and I'm just going to dab it on the edges. Now I'm going to let that dry for a bit, and then I'm going to do another 2 coats. It's just so, and I know, you'll know how many coats you need. When you run your finger along the prosthetic in your skin, you don't feel a ridge, it just keeps going. Okay, so as it's drying, so I'm trying not to talk too much because it's really important not to talk too much whilst this is drying because otherwise it will start cracking. But I'm going to be applying some liquid latex along here as well because I think it'll be a really cool effect if you pull it apart and we'll have like a slit open mouth kind of thing, maybe, I don't know. Okay, and then went in and did another coat, just starting where my mouth starts and just going up in this kind of a shape. I'm making this up as I'm going along, so please bear with me. I'm thinking about doing like a Chelsea smile. I think that's what it's called, a Chelsea smile. No, the kind of Dark Knight, the Heath Ledger Joker kind of thing. But that kind of slit open mouth, I think. Plus, it'll work well with the blending of this piece, at least I think. So yeah, so I'm gonna let that dry. Do one more coat, so that's 3 coats on this part and 3 coats blending the piece out. Okay, so this is now dry, and I've just realised. I couldn't have done this last, but I realised I've got to do the rest of this tutorial now talking like this. So, sorry for that. But I've applied my wig cap, just to get my hair out of the way basically. And I've mixed together some Snazaroo Clown White with some liquid foundation. I'm using MC15 M.A.C Studio Fix Fluid. The only reason I do this, as I stated in my previous videos, is because it makes the foundation go on a lot smoother. I mean the white, I mean. And it doesn't crack and it blends nicely and all that jazz. So I've basically done about 3 parts Clown White to 1 part foundation. So it gives this nice white with a sort of fleshy tone. I don't know, you can't see in the camera, but you'll see when I put it on my face. So I'm literally just going to apply it all over my face until about there. Okay, because I'm going to be putting a bald cap on and a wig. It's going to get a bit complicated, but I want to do that last because I don't want to have all this hair everywhere and yeah. So I'm going to start applying this all over my face, okay? I'm not going to bother doing my neck for this look because it would just be a lot easier for me to get it off afterwards, and I'm going to probably cover my neck with a costume thing anyway. But yeah, don't bother powdering the look because we want it to look wet and dewy and stuff, because we can blend better with it as well, and it'll add to the overall effect. Okay, so now I'm going to start on my eye makeup. So I'm going to take some black Snazaroo watercolour, a little tiny bit of water, and I'm going to cover around my eyes in a circle shape, going up to like a triangle, but you'll see what I mean. Okay, sorry, I just got a little bit carried away doing this and I realised I wasn't recording, so sorry. I'm just did some basic straight lines going down. I'm going to have these going up as well, but until I put the ball cap on, I'm not going to bother drawing up in these. Okay, then I took my trusty spatula and I made a hole in the liquid latex. And I'm just going to put it in, up to the top, about there, pull it outwards. That's the plan anyway, without holding the edges down just in case it pulls it off. Okay. Okay, I got some liquid latex and put some on top just in case it does start coming off, and that's going to dry in a second. But yeah, it should start looking something like that. So you should have little bits of skin, well, latex skin hanging off, okay? I'm going to do exactly the same on this side now. Okay, so we've got something that looks like that. It doesn't have to be even because the whole point of it is just to look all slashed kind of thing. Okay, so I'm now going to colour in inside here with some of the black watercolour, just to give it some depth. Okay, now I'm going to take my Kryolan bruise wheel, and I'm going to use, it's like a dark deep red, like a burnt sienna type colour, and I'm going to apply that all over the black. Okay, and I just went over my lips as well with the black watercolour and the reddy burnt sienna type colour. Okay, so now I'm going to use some fake blood to see my blood for this June Bride video here to see how to make your own fake blood if you want to be able to eat it and all that stuff. You can buy it already. You can buy fake blood that you can eat anyway. So I'm just going to literally apply it inside my wound, and I'm going to try and get it to go in the direction I want and just slightly dribble down. Okay, so I've been tilting my face to make the blood fall in like a natural direction. I don't want to make it too even because if it looks symmetrical, the blood falling down just won't look natural. So I then got a brush and just blended in the blood in the wound. Okay. I'm not going to apply blood to the lips until the last minute because I've got a few bits I want to do yet in the ball cap and stuff. So I just think it'll end up going everywhere. So. Okay, so now I'm going to work on the blendy eyeshadow bit that I wanted to do. I'm going to use a Barry M glitter dust. It's just like a purple smoky glitter. The only reason I'm using purple is because the wig I've made is purple. So and I'm going to take, actually that's quite a big fluffy brush. I'm going to take a medium-sized fluffy brush. That'll do it. Okay, and I'm just going to take a bit of the glitter and I'm going to press it right on the edges. So yeah, like that. So it's not neat, it's just like a purpley smoky look. Okay, doesn't matter about any fallouts that you get, because I mean when you can touch it up with the brush that you used with the foundation, it doesn't matter if it gets tainted, because I'm going for a really messy, just, I don't know, difficult to describe. I don't want it to look like it's perfect lines, it doesn't want to be perfect. Okay, next I'm going to apply some Prosthetic to my hairline. Okay, so once that's dry, I'll just explain why I did that. I've made this. I've made a half ball cap, basically. You don't have to do that. I mean, if you can get hold of a ball cap, just cut it up so it's this shape. If you've made the wig I made in the previous tutorial. Or you don't have to, you can just have a big wig, doesn't matter. This is just what I'm doing because I think it'll be funny and effective. So yeah, I've made a half ball cap. And I'm literally going to stick that down there, and the wig that I've made is going to go around it. Okay, but I'm going to actually put the wig on first because I've made it with net, so that we all see. Okay, so now I'm going to apply my wig. This is the wig that I'm going to be using. It's the one I made in the previous tutorial. I'll put the link here if you've not seen it already. But yeah, so I'm going to put this on, and the ball cap's going to cover the pink, basically. It's probably not the most ideal way of doing it, but I just thought it'd be an interesting method to try it, really. Just applying another layer of Prosthetic to my hairline. But yeah, this is the wig. Okay, so I've done another coat of glue on my hairline, and I'm just going to measure up the ball cap, see if I need to cut any more off it. Okay, so I just cut a little bit more off the back of the ball cap, just because I've measured it out to the shape that I want. And I'm going to now make about probably 6 holes on the side, back in the middle. I'm going to do that, small holes with some scissors, sorry. I'm going to do that because I'm going to be pushing some hair grips through them, and that way I'll be able to pin it into the net cap that I made. But I'll show you what I mean now. Okay, so I've put a few in now. There's actually about 8 I used in the end, I didn't use that many. All popped in around the edges. Okay, so I'm going to start with the back, and I'm going to try and get it far off so I can stretch it. So about there, because then I can pull it forward. And I'm going to grip it into the wig cap that I've got. Okay, so once that's done, you can just stick the front of the ball cap down. And the idea is to make this as taut as possible. Okay, doesn't matter about the edges, because I'm going to be using some more of the wool that I used to make this wig, and I'm going to stick it around the edges like that, okay? Yep, so now I'm going to take some liquid latex and I'm going to apply it along the line of my ball cap. Okay, so same as I did with the blending of the chin, I'm just going to dab it all along the hairline. I'm going to do about 3 coats of this. Okay, so now I've done 3 layers and they're dry, I'm going to apply some more of this face paint face paint foundation mixture onto the ball cap. Okay, so once that's dry, you're ready for the next step. I'm now going to take my angle brush and my black watercolour, the same that I did for the eyes, and I'm going to extend the lines on top of the eyes upwards to about there, I think. Okay, so remember, it doesn't need to be too neat because we're going to go over it again with the Barry M. So I'm going to do exactly the same method as I did before, using the same brush, and I'm just going to pat it in. The reason I'm not, I mean you can do this, but the reason I'm not going directly centered is because I want to have this arch, I want to have like evil eyes looking. So, like a harsh shape, you see what I mean? So now, I'm going to start on the hair. Does not matter at all that you can see, if you can see your own hair, doesn't matter, because as I said, I'm going to use some wool, if I can find it. There we are, and I'm going to be sticking it over the top of this, all the way around the edges. So I'm going to take some Prosthetic, and I'm going to apply it all the way around the edges here. Starting about here, I think. Right, I'm going to take some of the wool that I used for my hair, and I'm going to fray the edges. And I'm going to stick them right above the hairline of the wig. I'm going to do that all the way around, okay? Okay, so now I'm going to carry on with the blood. So I'm directing it to go down either side. Okay, I just went in with the blood and just smeared it outwards a little bit around my lips and stuff. Yeah? Okay, finally, whether or not you want to do it, I'm not sure yet, to be honest, whether or not I want to do a red nose. I'm tempted to. I think I'll give it a go. If I don't like it, I can take it off, because that's the brilliant thing about this white foundation mix that I've made. If it goes wrong, it comes off really easily, and you just blend it back into the place where it was. So let's just cover the end of my nose in black, and then I'm going to take my smoky purple that I used on my eyes, and I'm going to smoke it up. I actually just blended it up either side of my tips of my fingers, just to make it look like a, not a skeleton's nose, but that kind of a shape. Just put some white in between the middle just to define it a little bit more. So I keep meaning to finish this tutorial, and I keep seeing things that I want to do and want to add. I don't know how long this tutorial is going to be, but I'm going to take some black watercolour on the tip of my brush, tiny bit of it, and I'm just going to make those frown lines. I'm just going to add those in. I'm just going to blend those inwards. Like the saw video that I did, saw tutorial. So yeah, Ken. So really little simple effective bit, but it changes the look completely, doesn't it? It makes you look a lot angrier. So in conjunction with these bits, it makes the brow look really angry, which is really good. I'm going to finish the look with some my Wes Craven teeth that I've already stained with some nicotine colour and stuff like that. I actually got these from Charles Fox in London. They're the ones I used in my previous clown tutorial. So yeah, I've already moulded these to my teeth. So I'm going to put in those teeth, and I'm going to put in some white out contact lenses that I've got. I've been dying to use, and I've not had a chance to yet. They're actually the ones I was meant to use for the evil fishy tutorial that I did. But I completely forgot, and that drove me mad, because I finished it. I did it for the pictures, but I was looking at it and I was thinking, what didn't I do? And then I realised, like, never mind. So I'm going to put in my white contact lenses in, and then I'm going to say that's it. Ta-da! Okay, that's it. Quite an effective look. Bit gross, but there we are. Once again, I can't talk with these in my mouth, so yeah. But if you like it, make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And until next time, yeah. Bye. Bye.